Okay, here's a look at the figures FansToys produced in 2022. And this is really amazing how they were able to produce 7 new figures. So what I want to do is go over each one as briefly as I can and share some of my thoughts and opinions on them, and then give my top 3 best figures from FansToys in 2022. So to start with, let's start with the first one, which is Rig, I think, their version of a Masterpiece Huffer. And you can see this looks really nice with that nice metallic paint finish, which is typical of FansToys. But you look here, this is very cartoon accurate. And so yeah, you can see they did a really nice job, especially where they were covering up the back there. That's pretty amazing. Of course, they're not perfect. There is a little transparent blue there and all those screws showing on the back, which nobody ever really looks at. But aside from that, this is very well proportioned, very cartoon accurate. Even the head sculpt looks really nice. And so this is one of my favorite figures by FansToys in 2022. Then there was their Perceptor 2.0, and this one looks really nice because this one looks a lot like the cartoon in terms of the sculpt and the finish and all the detail. So you can see they did a really nice job on this one as well. However, my issues with this are, I think the red might be a little bit too dark in my opinion. And also this chrome finish, as nice as it is, I don't think it's consistent here with this silver gray. I think they should have used this color all the way around to be more cohesive. But the chrome finish is nice, like in areas here, and the swivel up here, the tip of the scope. And something else I want to point out, if you can see it, is the proportions. You see his legs compared to his torso, they're a little long. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like if you think about drawing comic book superheroes, how they exaggerate the proportions, making them longer. I think that's what FansToys is purposely doing here, which is their own style, which is what I think gives it that heroic look. So that's Perceptor 2.0. I did have the first version, but I did give that one away to a friend, along with many other figures and Masterpiece figures, but I have this now. Then after that there was Outrider, or their version of a Trailbreaker. And this is really a nice figure, first of all. Very well proportioned. You know, some people have issues with the white arms and legs not being gray like the cartoon, kind of like Takata's version's coming out. And that's just like preference thing. For me, I do prefer the gray, but I'm admitting this white does make it look nice. It's just not cartoon accurate. But a couple of other issues are, like the tolerance on this figure is not so good. Maybe QC, because if you could see here, the parting line here is very thin, which made manipulating and transforming this figure very hard because they're very tight. And another issue is like the feet. I mean, it's gonna fall right here, but you can see right there, there's no stability on the feet because it's loose. And even though they did use screws, which is kind of hard to see, or actually, yeah, I think the screws on the front, but you can see, maybe if you can't, but yeah, it's not really stable. So that's kind of like a big issue, unfortunately. And then something else is the head. In my opinion, I think the head is not proportioned very well. Let me try to get a better shot here, but I think the face is a little bit too big in proportion to the head. And that's why I think it looks off a little bit. But aside from all of that, you know, the figure, it looks really, really nice. And so, yeah, all I can say is this is definitely better than X-Transbots. You don't need all those accessories to try to make a good figure. You just need to make a good figure. And aside from the things I pointed out, I think this is a good figure. Then after that, there was, I don't know his name. And I think the box cover for this is incorrect. It uses his name, Outrider. But this is Outback. And this is really another nice figure, like Huffer. Sculpted very nicely, very cartoon accurate with all the details. It's just, this one also has some issues, like you can see there's a big gap here in the parting line. And then the knee, that screw right there, it's not very tight, so it's kind of floppy. So this one, as nice as it is, I mean, like a lot of them, they have some issues, but I think all figures are going to have issues because you can't make it perfect. But this figure is really, really nice. And I think when it, Blaster comes out, I think this is going to be really, those two are going to go really nice together. And then after that, there was Hoist, or Hitch. This is another really nice figure, well sculpted, well proportioned. It's just nitpicking things. I personally don't like the silver arms and the chrome plated legs because it's not very cartoon accurate. I would prefer the white, but when you look at it from the back, they did a really nice job cleaning all of that stuff up. So yeah, they did a really nice job on Hitch. It's just, for me, again, the silver and the chrome plated legs, it doesn't work for me. And then there was Mirage. This is really a nice figure. I really like how they made it more cartoon accurate with those shoulder, with the chest piece there, and the lighter color blue. But some of the issues with this, for me anyways, like the foot there, the inner part is blue when it should be gray. And that's an unfortunate consequence of the way they designed the transformation. And then the other issue is that the forearm right there. Even though you don't see it, I know it kind of bugs people, especially when you're trying to manipulate it to transform it. But you know, it is what it is. But more importantly for me, this is very cartoon accurate, and I like the way this looks. This looks a lot better than Transform Element, but Transform Element is really nice, particularly the lighter color blue and their head. Because this one, it's kind of hard to tell, but something bugs me about this head. I like Transform Element's head better and their lighter shade of blue. And that's not to say that this darker chrome plated blue finish or metallic painted blue finish is bad, because this looks really nice. Even from the back, cleans up really nice. So this is another figure I like, but does have some minor issues. And then last is Jive or Jazz. First thing, that head, that is so cartoon accurate. I love it. And then when you go down, all the details, the sculpt, the proportion, really nice with the metallic blue for the hips. Although I think it should be a lighter color blue. But like all their figures, it's not without issues. This one suffers from a lot of transformation issues, particularly getting things to tab in, stay tabbed in, manipulating it. It's very, very frustrating. But aside from that, this figure, this looks a lot like the cartoon, and that's what I really like about it. So I'm happy with this, despite some of the issues. So with all of that said, my top 3, and before I mention my top 3, I want to first preface that this is all based on my opinion and my preference. And so there really is no right or wrong in terms of what's actually better than the other, what's first, second, and third. But with that said, I'll tell you my number 3 pick is Jazz, because he's really, really nice. He looks really nice, but unfortunately he has those transformation issues. So he's at least within the top 3. Then for number 2, I pick Mirage, because this one also looks really nice, very cartoon accurate. It's just the minor little details that just didn't give it first place. And then this might come as a surprise to you, but my number 1 pick for 2022 by FansToys is Huffer. This guy is so awesome. No issues, well proportioned. You know, the engineering design is really spectacular in my opinion. Stands well. And that's not to say these other figures are not good, because these are all awesome. It's just, that's my pick. You know, just Perceptor, the color maybe a little dark, and I don't like the chrome plate chest there. Trailbreaker, you know, the stability issues with the feet, the tolerances transforming, and the head proportion I think is a little off. Outback, you know, the knees are loose and that open gap down there. Hoist with the nice metallic or chrome plated legs and silver arms, that's just not cartoon accurate. So that's my reasoning. But anyways, that's my top 3 pick for FansToys in 2022.